Hello everyone, my name is Pedro. I'm a member of Aztlan Youth Brigade, and I'm here with MEX and Strive. So if you guys could please introduce yourselves to the camera.
Go ahead, Strive.
I am Strive 1, also known as Strive, just Strive. I am part of the Chicano Park Steering Committee. I'm also one of your local artists. I am a graffiti artist that's been painting for over 22 years. Been doing it since I was little.
Hi, my name is MEX. Some of you already know me. Local community artist, graffiti, muralists, you name it. Mixed media artists, basically, here in the community.
And I'm glad that I get to interview you two today. And I wanted to get into my first question about basically a little bit of background history. So I wanted to ask you guys, I'm a little bit curious too. What was it like when your first piece of art got out here in the community, and what did people think about it?
We'll take that, Strive.
That's a good one, because usually some of our art's very political. So it didn't register well with sort of bases, I guess, white folks, maybe. So they kind of didn't like it because it was political towards, like, say, presidents we didn't like Trump, kids in cages at a border patrol event. So
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
We get all kinds of reactions, but definitely our goal is to make people smile. Have the voices for other people that don't have the opportunity to maybe say it out loud or express themselves. But we do mixed media, different styles, different techniques. But to be acknowledged here in the community, it's really satisfying, especially by our gente.
And I know that art is a way of expressing your guys' beliefs and just a way of sharing with the community. So I want to segue into my next question about art and expressing yourselves. What was it like when you guys got to paint on one of the murals, since I know they're very sacred to the Chicano Park community and just the park in general? So I just wanted to know what it was like when your paintbrushes touched the surface of the pillars.
It's a one of a kind experience. First of all, in 2016, 2017, when we first came out with the concept for actually a Chicano Park Steering Committee fundraiser. That's when it first came out, and then we decided to present it later in 2017, 2018, and then once it was accepted, that itself, it was amazing, to be accepted by the community or by the Chicano Park Steering Committee itself. It's it's a grateful feeling, and then obviously once we gather everything over time, and we finally did our mural in 2021. No,
I think it was 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
When we finally had the time and the funds to make it. It's an amazing experience. When we had everybody being part of the mural, the community itself being as one, right? Strive,
Yeah, it was a wonderful feeling because the steering committee is like a lot of elders that you respect, and they just don't allow anyone to paint. So it was an honor to actually paint at the park. I felt that we had to do it justice, and we had to involve the community. So we took a lot of steps to make sure that everyone was involved, and that the community was like happy with the mural. You know what I mean? And make sure it came out great too.
I'm a little bit curious. This is actually a question for myself, but what is the process like? Does it take long? Is it really short? And how many people does it have to go through before it gets greenlit?
Are we speaking in general or for a Chicano Park mural?
Oh no, for a Chicano Park mural. Sorry, I forgot to say that.
Oh, well, it's a really tedious process. Obviously, you have to have a concept or some kind of a mock-up so you can show the elders and the steering committee in order for you to present your proposal or your ideas. and then after that, the committee votes on that, and
But it's not like any artist could just off the street could come and propose something right off the bat. You have to put in work. You have to be part of the community. You have to volunteer, do your part in order to even get, your eye looked at. You know what I mean? Like, I always feel like, even at the meetings, I feel like I have to wait and like listen to the elders, and they say things for a reason because they have that experience. So even with that, they know who to pick to put on the park. So, you know what I mean? So that's why it's such an honor to actually be picked. Yeah.
And I said that these murals are very sacred, and first of all, it's basically a privilege to be a part of the creation of painting one. But I wanted to ask, and does it ever come across you guys, or are you guys ever conscious about how this is going to be history, and the future or the community in the future is going to look back at this and see your guys' names on this? Does it ever come across you? Does it ever just like cross your mind, the thought of it being a part of, like, a big part of Chicano history?
I'll take that.
Honestly, I do, and I don't at the same time. Not because I don't see it as something great, but it's because even if we weren't going to paint that mural, we were going to paint something at the park. I feel like we were going to eventually be allowed to paint. So it's kind of nice that we're going to be part of the history, but we were going to be in the history anyways because we're going to do it not because we wanted to be part of the history. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, we did it out of love, not really because, I want to go paint there because everyone is, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't even know it was going to be a national monument. Like, we wanted to paint there anyways. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, it's just as artists, all we want to do is just paint. And then when we had the opportunity to present this project, definitely it's a great feeling. But it's always amazing to actually acknowledge that you are going to be part of history. But that wasn't the goal. The goal was to paint and incorporate the community and have everybody come out and work on a community mural, community project for the community, by the community. And that's what's more satisfying.
And I want to go into my next question. Can you guys give me a favorite memory that you have painting as artists, or with anyone specifically that you want to mention?
Sure. We got many memories, either together or with the community, or maybe with some of the elder muralists like Victor Ochoa, Carmen Carlo. The people or the artists that we worked the most with. Either renovating or new projects. But definitely, we have many good memories, especially us painting together. It's fun times. We do it for fun, and sometimes people don't understand it or don't like it. Maybe it might be political or whatnot, but we paint for us to paint, and people appreciate it or like. It's a blessing. I'm pretty sure he's got his own core memories.
Well, my favorite memories is actually like when we painted that mural at the Border Patrol Festival. We didn't know it was the Border Patrol Festival, or else we probably would have denied it. But since we were there, we made the most of it, and I liked seeing them feel ashamed, which was kind of weird because it brought joy to me, because even though they were trying to look good in front of the community, like that little thing that they had, well, not little, fucking big ass thing that they did with the children, like, it hurt them and it kind of backfired, and they made us cover up the mural. It only lasted probably like 45 minutes because they're like, you guys have to cover it up, and so we took our time covering it up. But the joy of like making them feel some type of way, like of shame, because they stand all high and mighty and they didn't feel shame, but that's like one of my favorite moments. Even though to them it's probably one of their worst moments, but for me it's like one of my favorite moments. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. But yeah,
Just speaking true and facts.
I like living for those type of moments where it's not you're up in the limelight. It's more like everyone's pointing. Oh, but I like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that you guys are very political artists. And speaking of political art, well, do you guys have a memory of someone getting angry or a little bit uncomfortable with one of your pieces that you've worked on in the past with very sensitive topics?
Sure, all the time. And maybe like 1, 2, 3, like 500,000 people. Well, what can we do? There's different sides of the story all the time. We happen to be on one side, but it is what it is. We paint. We love to paint, but if we're able to bring a message or speak up for somebody that can't, we will. We definitely will, and because we enjoy it. We're the tool. We like to say how it is and what it is. So it's the freedom of speech, right? It's the same book, the same laws. We're just enforcing them through the art.
Yeah, not everyone's gonna like people's art. They all have their own opinions. They all have their own political views. It's kind of tough. Sometimes they're in your face. Sometimes they're online. Most of the time it's online, so it really doesn't matter when they talk shit online because it doesn't bug me. They're just words online, There's been death threats. There's been There's been news channels that make up their own story in order to get views, but all of it I see as even bad news is good news for me, So.
I really like how you guys see the internet that way. How it doesn't really matter to me. The internet is just a bunch of people competing for imaginary numbers. And I speaking of memories, do you guys have a certain memory of what inspired you to do this type of art? Just like it doesn't have to be like way in the past. I just want you guys to give me an example of it. Well, one that's very close to your heart, if you prefer that.
Well, in my personal memory, I've always liked to draw. There was no, even in school, take your kid. He's always drawing. He's always writing on the homework or on the desk and everything. But just seeing, like, for example, me seeing my dad drawing on his sketchbook. That's what got me, or started me in the art. Just by watching him doing some cartoons. But that from there and on, I knew it was possible. Anything is possible. Obviously, you start with your favorite stick figures and some weird lines, but everything takes practice. But that definitely my dad when I was a young kid.
Well, I started doing graffiti. I still do graffiti. I keep saying, this year I'm gonna quit doing graffiti, but I love it. I don't see myself doing something else. When I was younger, I painted on anything and everything. I've gotten in trouble. I went to jail for it. I've been arrested. I've had misdemeanors and whatnot. But good thing it was when I was younger and it wasn't as harsh penalties. But now, they take away your license and everything. But the good thing is even that didn't stop me. So guess I'm a little bit retarded since I keep going. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be 50 and I'm gonna still be doing graffiti. So. And I'm still happy, so I guess happiness is what really matters. So yeah.
Yes, do what you love, do what you enjoy. For you, don't try to please anybody. Do what you love all the time, and that'll turn eventually to something you enjoy, and then it'll give back.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys have found of course you guys have found what you love doing, but I feel like you guys are very content with it. I feel like you guys are going to do a lot with it too, for the community and for yourselves.
Correct, definitely. Now, as the Chicano Park Steering Committee art division, we try to bring that energy and have the workshops for the kids, just to get them started. Because right now these days it's really hard. Everybody's on a phone, on a tablet. There's really no hands-on. So we try to bring that traditional spark to the kids, to the youth, so they can do some hands-on, like how we originally started, painting, drawing, making stuff, hands-on. Definitely, that's the best.
Do you guys have any memories of any workshops, if you did any, but any like classes with the youth or very young kids? Can you tell me some memories if you guys worked on any of that stuff?
Well, we've helped out at the park. We always have the children's table where they can come, like, I draw their names in graffiti and they fucking love it, and then they color it. You know what I mean? Like, I think anyone loves their name drawn out, so I always give it to the little kids and they're over there, scribbling. But yeah, we've helped out, I think, with Turning Wheel. We had during the summer where they had a Chicano Park Vive, and we were helping out, set everything up and making sure that the kids were having fun. Because honestly, it wasn't for us; it was more for the kids. I want to make sure they were having fun. But yeah,
It's just passing down the wire, trying to keep that, as the graffiti artist, trying to keep that element alive, by him making them custom names and having, the kids being excited, seeing their names at 3D or bubble letters, It's nice because then you're sparking that element, that creativity on them, and then eventually they'll pick up, and that's the goal, for them to start, being creative and create some cool stuff. Who knows? It'll be the next great graffiti artist.
Have you guys ever had any of the kids that you've drawn for or taught them to draw? Have they ever came back to you for more lessons, or have they came back to you to show more skills that they picked up, either from you or just to show you guys what they've been up to?
Yeah, definitely, and it's fulfilling. I've seen some kids that we had at Chicano Park like 5-6 years ago, and they come back. I'm like, hey, what's up, teacher? They're all talking. You're like, hey, what's up, man? And there's huge kids are like, oh, do you remember me? You showed me how to do this, la ojo de Dios, and this and that. It's like, oh snap! Like, it's nice. It's a beautiful memory, because that means we did our work, trying to ignite or spark that creativity or that memory in them, and it's nice. It's nice. It's beautiful.
yeah. There's some kids, like we used to do it at Southwestern College, and some of the college kids picked up the craft, and they've expanded and grown. And you look at them and you're like, oh, that's amazing what they've done. Now sometimes they're even too cool to say hi, but you know what I mean. But I like that they could. I wish anyone could surpass me, or even go take it to another level. Like, it's not part of that, but if I could teach one kid to even be better or way amazing than me, then that'd be fucking dope. You know what I mean? But I've had kids that, like, from a young age, that have picked up the craft and they have taken it to another level.
Yeah, and it's amazing what they create and what they do. It's just, it's good. It's good as long as they continue doing their thing.
We kept pushing them, and then they didn't stop.
Well, I want to go back to when you guys were talking about how kids are always on their phones, and you wanted to bring the experience of hands-on drawing. I've noticed that you guys have been working a lot more digitally with your merchandise, or just with your art in general. So what's it been like transitioning from hands-on to working with like a tablet or a computer?
At the beginning, it was a challenge because I wasn't accepting like the new medias, because I felt like I was betraying the actual or traditional ways of doing things. But actually, I was wrong. I was wrong. It definitely helps. It cuts the speed or the process time. So it's good. That doesn't mean you gotta stop, doing traditional either pencil or pen, but you can now add an additional step that is gonna, make you save the original piece and then work in a digital file. That speeds up the process. If you need to print like shirts or stickers, it's just a modern tool that is good to learn, because I don't want to be older and then not know how to use a phone or a tablet. The new kids are they come ready with the new technology, and then we have to stay up to par with them. Otherwise, we don't want to stay behind. And I'm not saying that traditional way is old, but it's a new tool. It's what's in right now, and it helps you build. It's faster, especially if you want to transition to shirts or stickers. You can mess with the colors quicker than instead of erasing it and then do it again in pencil.
I honestly thought it sucked. I was like, "Wow, technology," But you gotta grow as an artist. You gotta use tools that come available. You can't fall behind in time. But in reality, you still have to learn the basics. I think you gotta learn your skills first, and then transition into it, or else it just becomes, you know what I mean? Like it just becomes something that, like if you use someone else's art and then you digitize it and then you call it your own art, like you know what I mean? Like that type of stuff kind of like bugs me still, that some people take something and then they make it their own, but they just switch colors. But if they would have sketched it from the beginning and then digitized it, like I have respect for that. But I still, I'm like, borderline there still. But you got to grow with time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I really like that you guys are trying to stay up to par with technology. A lot of people I know it's not that they're older, but they just rejected digital art. And I really feel like it could help them a lot more. I've tried telling them, because I've tried using it myself, and not the biggest fan of it. But besides that, I wanted to head into one of my final questions. Do you guys? I think I've touched on this before, but do you guys have like a favorite memory working here with anyone you wanted to share with? Just
in general.
Yeah, just in general.
Well, being here in the community, it's very special, because we have all these different characters, and then but everything and everybody is the same community. So there's good, there's bad, certain funny things, but it's I think working here in the community with everybody, because we've done shows, I'm pretty sure, around the whole block, and then you get to meet a lot of people, a lot of characters. But definitely working in the community has opened the doors to many other spots and places. But definitely it's gratifying.
Yeah, like I think every memory is actually fun for me. Like every time we go paint or do something, like it's memorable. So I feel like it's part of my own history or part of history itself. Because we could be outside with the crayon and we'd be happy as hell, drawing with the damn crayon. Again, it didn't matter if it was like a prestigious wall or just a piece of paper, but we're out there, doing something. Even if it's something minimal with another artist, it's fun, you know what I mean? Like, you talk, you have fun. Because art is mostly more about having fun, not really, like I do shirts, but the only reason I do shirts is because if I don't, the time will pass by and I won't. You're always racing time, so I feel like if you don't get faster and quicker at things and enjoy your time with other artists, then you're just wasting time, you know what I mean?
Word. I actually have one last question. I want you guys, do you guys have any advice for anybody watching or if they want to get into art, any like experiences with struggles that you want to give?
Everything's a struggle, but like I said before, just do what you love, and don't give up. Never give up. Consistency, hard work, and repeat all the time, all the time. But make sure you enjoy it, because if you don't enjoy it, you're not gonna like it. And once you don't like something, it's not the right path. The things we do, we do it for fun and just by heart. Some people think we're competing for the center of the universe, but we're not. We're just being us, enjoying what we do, and enjoying life. We're not here forever. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. We're not gonna guarantee the next 50 years. We just try to live day by day and enjoy what we do all the time. It's either at work, out here hustling, or doing our creations around the city. But if you wanna get into art or anything you wanna do, just make sure you love it and you enjoy what you do. It's either barriendo, pintando, cocinando, whatever you want, whatever you like, whatever you're into. Making cakes, making music. Just make sure you do it by heart. Otherwise, it will not work. If you're trying to make things for money, forget it. You're in the wrong program. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, every little step you take is closer and closer to a goal. So really, you're not really racing other artists. You're more racing time, because we're not here forever. So while you're here, might as well enjoy it. So you enjoy every process. Even every failure is a learning experience. So everything that takes part just adds more experience and more experience and more experience. And then next thing you know, you do something like that. Like the back of my logo was done, we were crossing the freeway. No, we were crossing the border, and I needed a logo done, and I made it in like 2 seconds. I was like, all right, this is the logo that's going to go in the back of the shirt. And that was it. So that experience, I know I made it in 2 seconds, but I probably took 20 years of experience to make it in 2 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's how literally the back of the logo shirt came about. So with that, you got to learn the process and slowly work to an end goal, which, yeah.
Yes, and never be afraid to fail, because if you fail, that means
you might not see it now.
You learn.
Yeah.
You learn the process. You learn, but the thing is the consistency to continue. Don't give up. You fall, you get up, continue. Doesn't matter how many times you fall, you fail. You gotta continue. Get up and keep going.
Even if it's 2 steps back and 1 step forward, you're still going a little bit forward each time.
Yeah.
I want to go back into Chicano Park territory, and I wanted to ask you guys, what do you see for the future of Chicano Park? I know that my generation is next, the generation that comes after it, and so many more. What do you guys want to see when your generation passes the torch to us?
It's a very good question. We definitely, we're definitely creating new soldiers. That's what we need. More raza that unites and stops wasting their time on other things, unnecessary things. But just more color, more unity between barrios, not just the neighborhood, but any Chicano community barrio should be getting together, and if they don't have one, making a park, build that community essence that everybody or every community needs. Not just the white man can do it. Anybody can do it. That's not just here in San Diego and Barrio Logan, but every brown community should have a community power. To keep and create future soldiers, in a sense, to represent our culture, to embrace our history, and to protect our raza. That's how I see it. We're trying to do our part with art, painting murals, or putting some history, or speaking up for others. But art you know, it's a tool. But you know, every Chicano community should get up and together as one to create, you know, future leaders and, you know, to protect our gente.
What I see like for the youth in the future, well, one, I hope they keep their integrity and they keep the park a sacred place. Don't be selling out to like companies or try to make a profit off of it, or just because you're associated, you try to, you know, sell something.
Cash in.
Give back. If you do make some money, fuck it, give back to the park. Make sure that you know, keep everything in line with like your beliefs, your culture. Don't let people, you know, change. Don't let people change you if you're a young youth trying to come up in like the Chicano movement. Just keep true to yourself, because there's a lot of temptation out there and a lot of things that can just like, you know, lose your focus. And then once you lose your focus, you're not even helping out the park anymore. You're just like some person that's just there, you know what I mean? So what I recommend to the youth is just, you know, keep in line with your true beliefs, have fun, and keep it moving. Keep it a sacred place, and don't I don't know. don't be selling out to fucking corporations or anything like that. You know, keep helping Hispanic, La Raza, Chicanos, everyone. Be the voice for the unspoken. You know, the little old lady that can't stand up for herself, be there. And, you know, that's what I want Chicano Park to like represent, the voice for like the unspoken, you know what I mean? The people that are too afraid, too scared, you know, just people that can't speak for themselves. Like if you look at the murals, it's all about the struggle. So when you go there, you feel a sense of pride. And at the same time, the people that go there and feel a sense of shame should actually feel that sense of shame, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's a voice for the unspoken, and that should probably how I would love the youth to keep going, you know what I mean?
I think that's all we've covered. I want to thank you, both of you, for giving me your time today and letting you answer my questions.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
Anything else you guys want to say before we head out?
Let's get ready to enjoy Chicano Park Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.